this is a real unique situation. You know, this is a county building. Commissioner Quezada represents this area. One of the things that we talked about even when he was running for office, and I mentioned this before, is that we really needed to have a better relationship between the city and the county, and how we work together to grow our community, because as you all know, many parts of our district either abut each other, or one side of the street city, one side of the street is county, you know. So in order for us to really grow as a city, and I believe grow as a county, we really have to work together. And this is one perfect example of how we plan to move forward this project. And we have the visitor center coming up here pretty soon on 9 Mile Hill on Central, that's actually in the county, city money, and so we're going to work together to make that happen. But this one is one that, you know, I've been part of the neighborhood groups for many, many years prior to being an elected official. I helped to support making sure that this community center was built initially, and then once being elected, you know, I was approached by community members. I was approached by Representative Garcia and Senator Ortiz-Pino, asking that if he were to ensure that the money went to the city, if we could actually make this happen. So as soon as I got elected, I worked really hard to try to bring all the players at B to see if we can come up with some type of agreement. At the time, it was Commissioner de la Cruz. He agreed, and you know, I really appreciate his efforts as part of this as well. And then, of course, when Commissioner Quezada was elected, he was right on it and made sure that he really pushed that ball forward. With that, I'd like to ask the commissioner to say a few words if you'd like.
Well, yeah, you know, it's going to take a collaboration for everybody, and I'd like to thank Representative Miguel Garcia for being, you know, a spearhead for this program. When they went to him and talked to him about what was happening in our community for seniors and what kind of our vision do we have for seniors, he's always been a visionary for that and a strong advocate for seniors. And so that was a trickle-down effect for me, anyway, to continue to work towards the final goal of this, which is the Respite Center in this community. And thanks to Councilwoman Peña for making sure that I had all the information and how we were going to move forward and what it was going to take to move forward. And so it was definitely a no-brainer for me to move forward with that. I also like to thank the county staff. They've been very supportive of this, and we know that, you know, working with city and county doesn't always seem to be the best kind of mixture together, but for some reason I don't see that. I didn't experience that through this process with the city. The city, when we sat down, we're right on board with the county. We worked it out instantly. I thought it went pretty seamlessly back and forth. And here we are today, you know, that quick, ready to put a shovel in the ground and make this happen. That's exciting for me as a commissioner and as part of somebody who represents the constituents here in the South Valley. And we're looking forward to making sure that it's done right and that the providers are all in place. And so everything has fallen into place thanks to the staff of the city and the county. And we're the leaders who get to come up and talk about it and smile about it. But I'd like to thank, you know, the workers who are actually working, who work very hard to make that happen. I'm excited.
Thank you, Commissioner. Stay here.
Okay.
So with that, I think you were kind of making an introduction for Representative Garcia, who I want to ask to come up here as well. You know, Representative is the one that worked diligently at the state legislature to allocate the resources to not only help to build this center, but now the Respite Center. So with that, Representative Garcia.
Thank you, Klarissa and City Councilor Quezada. Buenos dias de la Dios. This is quite an occasion. You know, it's the completion of a 21-year-old or a 20-year-old struggle that started in 1997, the first year I was elected state rep. You know, and naturally a group of elders from this area that were housed out of the mill site at Holy Family Parish came to me with this dream. Can you help us acquire the property over at the Lara Sola School to build a community center, a senior center? And I basically said, let's go for it. That was the first stage, is trying to get the county to basically acquire the property from APS. And that happened. And below market value. And then we went on a mission to seek funding to do preliminary draft and design for a center. That included a respite center, a daycare for the elderly. And so we did the community process, we got the funding to do that, and in 2003, we started the process of bringing down the funding from the state legislature through a period of about 8 years. And we brought down $7.8 million, of which the adult daycare was a part of that funding. Unfortunately, when we broke ground in 2010, there was a real strong effort to contract and build the respite, because it wasn't built as a part of this whole unit. There was issues with funding, and then funding finally materialized in terms of construction costs, because the meal site, the adult respite was put aside mainly because cost escalated. But then we had that downturn in the economy where the construction costs kind of came into play, where we were able to again put back the adult respite with the overall project. But by then, there was already groundbreaking for this phase that we see here. And after the groundbreaking, Julie Baca, Deputy County Manager, proceeded to move forward with contracting out the construction of the respite here on this site. And there was kind of a downturn in terms of the funding on the part of a former county commissioner, and so we lost some time. But we were victorious in terms of, again, utilizing that $1 million for the purpose of keeping it in the hands of the seniors for an adult respite. It took a lawsuit, and the lawsuit was expensive, $13,000. But we prevailed. And in the process is where the county decided that maybe they weren't the best partner to build this, seeing that the city Office of Senior Affairs is the AAA for this area, and that maybe they were the better party to proceed with the building of the adult respite. So there was a transfer of authority and the transfer of funds that went from the county to the city, and that's what we have now. We've had excellent partners, in the county with Julie Baca. She was a godsend. She kept everything going for this manager center, and now as a county manager, she's real gung ho. And then we've had Georgia Armijo, who's been a partner even from the very get-go of the concept of the center, mainly because part of the funding comes from the aging department, and some of the recurring revenues comes from the Department of Aging as well, for salaries for the center. So, this is really kind of a dream come true. And unfortunately, this group of elders, 40 elders approximately, that led the drive, with a core of about maybe 8 leaders, half of those leaders have passed away. And they would have qualified to be a participant at the elderly center because they were in that type of health situation when they passed away, where they were kind of in need of a respite center like that is going up today. So, everything is moving forward. We have really good partners with Commissioner Quezada, Councilor Peña. The state is gung-ho in terms of making sure that if we don't have enough funding to do little things that are required after the full construction goes up with the respite, we're willing to kind of stand up and go to bat and work with the city in ensuring that the center has the adequate funding to be a state-of-the-art respite center for this community. And it's the only publicly financed, respite in the whole valley. So we're very proud of that fact. And this community center is the first senior center in the Trisco area that serves the whole South Valley as well. So these are historical events that are occurring here. So thank you, Commissioner. Thank you, Commissioner Quezada and Council Member Peña for your efforts in getting behind this effort and fully serving the needs of this community. God bless you all.
Thank you, Representative Stata. So with that, I'll kind of go off some of the details, but I just want to make sure that I recognize other folks that are here on the list. We have Senator Jerry Peña. He was real instrumental in helping move this forward as well. Obviously, he's not here this morning, but we really want to thank him for all his work. And then also, I'd like to bring up, as Representative said, is Georgia Brasher, Georgia Mijo Brasher. She is actually just an amazing person, going to her from the beginning of this process, as it was stated, is that, it's really the City of Albuquerque who runs the AAA and is able to get the dollars to make this happen. And, Georgia, when she was approached with it and knowing that it was in the county and such, it was a little bit, kind of raised some people's eyebrows a little, but I just want to say that Georgia is just a remarkable person, and she really helped to make this happen. So, Georgia.
I really appreciate your comments. This was a project that really asked the city and the county to work together, and we are doing it, and we're doing it with the best of heart. I'm really proud to be a part of this project because it reflects the work that's been done by Representative Garcia, Councilor Peña, and Commissioner Quezada, and the community. All those people that were mentioned that have gone before us that really will need and utilize this facility in the future. By 2030, the City of Albuquerque and Bernalillo County right now stand 39th in the country for seniors. By 2030, we'll be 4th in the country. So we're finally addressing those important needs of our community, and I so appreciate this opportunity. Thank you so very much. And I know the mayor would love to be here because this is a kind of project that he would really be proud of. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you, Georgia. Yeah, and I said that, there was some conflict. I think he didn't realize he really wanted to be here, so I appreciate that. And he was at another signing that we did this weekend that I really appreciate, but he decided to have that, that dirty word art meeting. So anyway, with that, you guys don't record that, no?
That's off the record.
So,
They already built it.
with that, I don't know if you wanted to, Stephen, to introduce the design team.
Sure. So the design team is Joe Mulberger and Joe Montague.
You want to come up?
Come on up.
Thank you very much, and thank you for giving us the opportunity to be here. As Georgia had indicated, we're finding out this is such an important project for the community, and our involvement is a pleasure, and we'll be working very hard with both entities, the county, and the city, to make it happen. We're pushing forward in an expeditious manner in order to get it completed as soon as possible, so that we can maintain the funding that we have in place. And we're looking to finish the design in the next couple of months, actually going out to bid sometime in June, and hopefully contracts underway and break ground sometime in September in the fall. It is a very state-of-the-art facility as well, and from a number of different perspectives, in terms of the facility being very open, a lot of natural lighting involved in the facility. The connection to the exterior, you can see the exterior courtyards as well, so there's an interior-exterior connection as well. And it's going to be a very energy-efficient facility, low-maintenance facility as well. It'll provide actually a high level of thermal comfort and thermal controls for the participants and the people that use the facility. So again, very state-of-the-art facility, and it's really based on the commitment, again, of the community in seeing this all the way through to its completion over the number of years. If there's anybody who has any questions, I'll be available for questions afterwards as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you, I appreciate that. So as you all may or may not know, we're actually not here today for a groundbreaking. We're really just here to really kind of unveil the design that we're going to have moving forward. And the reason for is, just as it was stated, is that we do have to, you know, operate in a timely manner, because some of these dollars, there could be a chance of them being reverted back during this legislative session. So we just want to make sure that we let, you know, the powers that be know that we're really moving forward and this is happening, and, you know, we hope to break ground by June. And also really as a word to other legislators that are out there, asking them to really help to support this project, because we are going to go up with a request asking for some additional dollars, because after meeting with the community the other day, there was some other requests and things that they would like to see, maybe a larger courtyard and some other amenities. So, you know, we'll definitely ask Representative Garcia for some additional dollars, and other West Side and legislators throughout the city, because I think this is going to be an example for us moving forward in order to address the needs of our seniors. So I also wanted to thank, you know, there's some other folks that I wanted to thank as part of this. You know, Deacon Santos, he's one of the elders, and his wife, and I can see some other folks here that have been part of this process throughout the years. You know, just really want to thank you for your efforts, because you guys are the reason this is happening. And the community members, I want to thank Vince Murphy. His eyebrows really went up there, you know, but he really helped to make this happen. I think he's an awesome person, and he's really instrumental in making sure this is coming to fruition. Karen Lopez, the fiscal manager, I don't see her here today, but she was here the other day, and she's really keeping us on task in terms of the dollars. And then John Barney from the Parks and Rec and Planning Manager, thank you. He's really been helpful, and he actually took the notes at the community meeting the other day, and I just want to say he was very thorough. So
And he put on a tie just for me.
oh, and he put on a tie for the representative. So and then Jason Martinez with the South Valley Multipurpose Center, and the county center manager, and Debbie Jo Almager, director of the Parks and Rec. Where is she? She's there somewhere. I forgot to recognize her the other day, so I want to make sure I did that. And then just to wrap things up, I think that everything was pretty much discussed, other than you know, we have an MOU to get the Respite Center done. People are asking who the responsibility lies in. I was just asked that outside here. And actually, the city is the one that's doing the project. So if you have any concerns or questions, you know, you can direct them to the City of Albuquerque. But the county is more than happy to answer any concerns or address any issues that you may have as part of this process as well. I think that's about it, unless you want to do some closing remarks, Commissioner?
No, I'm good. I think we've covered everything.
Okay. Well, thank you all for being here. I appreciate it. Appreciate your time. Bye-bye.